Hey guys, welcome to unlisted live show. Hopefully this is working okay. I'm trying something a little different, just trying to listen to some of the, what do you call it, the advice that I've gotten from YouTube on how to try to approach some of these things. So diverse crop acid, why unlisted? And that's because if you look at the stats on the live stream, they're killing the channel. So I'm either going to stop them altogether or really reduce them. And so this is just to see if maybe this might be a better way. Because by the way I did it, the only people who can really see these things are you guys. So it's only subscribers, and I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I mean, stats wise, it hasn't been it hasn't been good for the channel, which causes problems. So that's mainly the reason. And I'm kind of doing a little test on this to see if we still get if the same people are showing up, then the numbers are better, maybe it'll be good. I got to move this because I have something right. I put my phone right next to my camera and it's incredibly distracting. So anyways, hopefully you guys are having a outstanding day and outstanding evening. There's an echo. There's an echo? Blue says there is an echo. Check 1 2, check 1 2. Are you actually getting an echo? Anybody else getting an echo? No echo for me. Not for me. I don't hear it. All right. So, Blue, I don't know. I mean, maybe restart it and maybe that'll fix it. But okay, thanks guys. Glad you clarified that, because if there's problems, then obviously that's not good. So hopefully you guys are doing okay. The pseudo topic, I guess, for this live stream is moving forward. I have a few things I want to bring up. But before I jump into that, let me just go into my normal disclaimers. I am not a therapist. I am nor an attorney. I'm an individual, much like you guys who went through a toxic narcissistic divorce and have kids involved, and develop some tips and techniques that have been helpful for me that I am sharing with you. And hopefully it is helpful for you. So if you find that interesting, and technically, if you're here, you're a subscriber. But if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Actually, let me double check on that. Is everybody here a subscriber? Is anybody here not subscribed to the channel? And just give me a thumbs up if you're subscribed and an X if you're not. And I think there's only like 8 people on. So this could actually really reduce the numbers because not everybody can find it. If you're not on the channel, you won't be able to find or subscribed, and get the community tab notifications. You're not going to be able to find the link to this show. So let me do this. Whoops. It might help if I hit the right button. There we go. And I'm just checking to make sure that this other stuff is working. And okay. So well, Brendan, I don't know. I mean, actually, I would assume you are if you're seeing the show. So, anyways, so I know this is not exactly the normal high energy show I'm starting. Divorce Papa says, I don't understand why the live streams would muck up your channel. Particularly, the click-through rate's really low and people leave. So what happens is that Brandon. Excellent point, because I did post the link over in there. So it's an unlisted link. So it doesn't necessarily mean you have to be a subscriber, but you have to get the link. So how did everybody else? Did everybody else come through the Discord, or did everyone else find it through YouTube? Yeah. Okay. And Benjamin says the same thing. Brandon says that. Okay. So maybe that's it. Maybe that the only way I'm getting people is through Discord. Okay. So did everybody come through Discord? See, because what, let me do this, Chrome. If you were to come over to the channel, oh, you know what? And you don't see the community tab. Here, why is this not working? You can't see the community tab unless, let me see if I can actually hit the damn button. You're on mobile, or you actually are subscribed and go to that tab. So actually, this may be just not a good move altogether on how to do this. So that's kind of a bummer, but that'll be something I'll have to think about. Like I said, it's kind of a test. So it looks like everyone came from Discord. Yeah, okay. Let's see if I can show you what I'm talking about. No, not there. Let's not go there. Let's go. Oh, crap. I hit the wrong button. What the hell happened there? There we go. Sorry about that. And no, I didn't email it. Good point. So, and it looks like right now, yeah, there's only 7 people on the stream. And actually, the 8th one might have been me on my phone until I shut it off. So I tell you what, we're just going to roll with this. We'll chat about something. Actually, this could work because, well, maybe this won't work. Maybe this is a complete, maybe this is a complete train wreck. But what I want to try to show you, let me see if I can pull this up real quick, and it'll potentially explain, if I can find it, Creator Studio. So what I have going on, let me try to pull up my analytics. If you guys, I know this is going to be completely bizarre. And if somebody else has a question and want to divert this to something else, then we'll definitely do that. Everything on YouTube really revolves around this metric right here. And let me see if I can pull this up. And it's this one, which is it's audience retention, and it shows the average view duration and the length of time that people are on the channel. The problem is, if I go to, let me just grab a live stream, and I'll go upload date, and I'll find one of the live streams. All right. So 25% retention. So if you see this, hopefully it doesn't start. It's like it starts out okay, and then it completely crashes. It's like people, hold on, let me pause this. And you can see as soon as it starts, everyone just drops off like flies, and then it just completely goes down. 25% is a horrible retention, and that number is pulled into the entire channel, and it drags down the entire channel. So basically to YouTube, it's like, wow, nobody likes this content. 25 is horrible. And it's like, and then people just steadily drop off. And I don't know what the deal is. I don't know whether it is, people are just jumping in and they see it and like, oh crap, I don't want this, and they leave, or what. But if I come back over here and let's say I grab, I'll do this one, because I'll do Rage After Narcissistic Abuse. It should have stats. See, it's 61%. And that's a lot better. I mean, it should even be better. And if you can look, it's not even loading the number. Let me do this. Let's see if it no. Okay, so that video is too soon. Let me go browse all. Sorry guys, this is probably completely boring and not even interesting. If you look at this one, it's 63%, right? I mean, so now that's okay. And I used to, when I started the channel, the whole channel was averaging 60-something%. And then as I started doing the live streams, that Caleb Leverett video killed my channel for view duration, and then the live streams do it. So that's kind of where I'm at. So that is what's going on. I was trying to do the the unlisted, just to see like, okay, well, because I know you guys stay here, right? I mean, we have people here who are in the entire stream. So, I mean, it's like my view duration, I mean, it shouldn't be that low. So it just must be that people are jumping in and they're like, oh crap, I don't want to see this. And they leave, and it hurts the channel. I was actually watching a podcast or a live stream for another channel, not in this niche. And the guy is one of those ones who does a lot of the YouTube, how to build your channel type thing. And he was talking about the same thing. He looked at his analytics and he's like, holy crap. And he's planning on stopping them. He does them every Monday, and he's looking to just do them once a quarter because it's all an aggregate thing, right? They take YouTube's machine is looking at it, trying to figure out what exactly people like, whether they like the channel. If they like, if people, I mean, if the channel's like getting momentum, then there's more reason for it to suggest it and stuff like that. So that's where we're at on that. So we got only 8 people on here, which is like, I haven't had a live stream this low for like since the first part of the, when I started doing them. So on that, let me look and see who we got down here right now. So we got a handful of people. BB was on for a little bit. We got Blue, Benjamin Staple, Divorced Papa, and Brandon Kilgroy. Let's see. And then Blue had asked, Duane, won't others find the channel from the regular avenues? They would normally, if you're subscribed to the channel and you're on mobile, then you would see, you know, like whenever I do the community tabs where it's a photo or I link a video, that's where it would pop up. But it looks like nobody's found it from that method, so that's not good. And there we go. So I don't know. Maybe this is, maybe this is just a complete mess. Let's see. So I don't know. I'm not sure what to do. So let me ask you guys this. I mean, you guys like the live streams. I mean, what for the channel could I do different? What am I doing? What is the thing that's not clicking with people that's making it not go in the direction I want it to go? Oh, Divorce Papa says, I know sometimes I've left early just because late night here. And nothing popped up for me. I didn't see anything in YouTube. So then I checked the Discord and found the link. Blue says, well, moving forward. Yeah, see, it's kind of and I'm sorry that this is kind of a really, I'm having, see, here's the other problem I'm having. My problem with life is with what's going on. I got to reevaluate what I'm doing, because with this whole housing thing and the rent increase, I am going to have to do something different, right? So one of the other things you may notice is so far I have a video scheduled to drop every day this week. And I'm not, hopefully I can get some more. So I have some for next week too, but I have the kids this weekend, so that complicates things. But I'm wondering, it's like, okay, so do I need to pivot to do something different to still provide you guys value and make the channel grow? So I'm saying, I either have to focus more energy on the channel to make it grow more to try to offset this freaking rent increase debacle. I did get approved for the loan. That was cool. The only problem is the paperwork was like, hey, that's great, you're approved. Now all you need is $10,000 or $8,500 so you can buy a house. Like that is just spectacular. Which Brandon says, what do you want your channel to grow into? Just more interaction and more views, right? Because if I focus everything on AdSense, which I know ads are annoying, then it's a numbers game to get, like, if I could get to the point where each video is getting 1,000 to 2,000 views, which it's not. I mean, I have some now lately that are getting close to 1,000, which is great, but it's like, okay, so can I come up with a sustainable method to do it? Or, so on that, it's like, okay, so would I be better served to take the time slot that I have on this Tuesday and answer questions in a video like I have been, because those seem to be doing really well, and or doing something different, doing coaching or consulting or something like that? Or do I need to try to start working as a massive amount of overtime at my day job, which I don't really want to do, because that's not exactly the direction I want to go. But so that's where I'm kind of torn on how to move forward with this. And I don't know. It's a complicated thing. So yeah, Ask the Young One says, I had to find you through Discord. Hold on a second. Yeah, Gee, I just lost my train of thought. Sorry about that. My phone was ringing. So Brandon was like, asks, are you wanting to help people with just the narc, how to deal with child in court, or helping dads deal with everything from court to divorce? It's kind of this, it's along the same lines. I had someone else who recommended, said, well, maybe you should make a narc specific channel, which I didn't necessarily like that. So, I mean, and Brandon, I kind of feel that's that's what you're talking about is what the whole purpose of the channel is. And then it's just a matter, see, here's the problem. It's like, I love doing this, right? I mean, I love helping people. I love getting the emails from people who are like, hey, you changed my life and you helped. I mean, that's great. But at the same time, it's like, this whole thing with the housing thing, I'm doing pretty good with it, but it's going to wipe me out. My rent is not doubling. If I was to buy a house, it doubles if I was to buy it. With what I'm still paying the X, and that doesn't go down. It doesn't go down again until the summer when my next daughter drops off, and that just barely covers the rent increase. So it's kind of like one of those things where I'm treading water. I'm like just now kind of like getting to the point where I'm starting to see light at the end of the tunnel, and this housing crisis is wiping it all away. So I'm basically going to go from being, looking initially to where I would be rolling into July and being able to maybe put some extra money towards bills and start trying to dig myself out of this hole, to still treading water. And that's a little scary, right? So there's a bunch of different things I could try to do. I can just downsize as much as I can. I even looked at potentially moving. The problem is there are some really scary houses in really bad parts of this small town I live in for around the price I'm paying right now. The problem is that lots of crime over there, really bad neighborhood. And, okay. So, if I have to, I guess I have to. The second part is if I said, well, okay, I'm going to downsize houses, and I look at some of the ones like, okay, these other smaller houses are the same freaking price they're going to raise my rent to. It's like, well, why in the hell would unless they force me to move, why would I say, no, I'm not going to pay the $1,250. I'm just going to move someplace else with one less bedroom and less square footage and live there. So then I have to restart. It's a really tough situation. So, and I don't know, maybe I'm glad I'm kind of doing this as a smaller thing because you guys are the core audience. I hate to, I'm sorry that this is kind of a weird discussion, but I kind of just needed to brainstorm with you guys. Maybe I should have just did this on the Discord, but to really try to get some ideas on what's the appropriate thing to do, right? Like timeline wise, if I make videos, it's easier to do because it takes less time. There's a lot of preparatory time for the live stream. And I did this one really short. I got home super late. I walked in the door at 5:30. I created the thing, did it really quick, put away groceries before I did that. It was kind of a mad dash to do things. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll kind of sneak out a little bit early and give myself some more time. And that's even really pushing my luck on a lot of things. All right, let me see what you guys are saying. AskCM1 says, maybe also add the experience that you have with your children and how you are dealing with it, and as a parent, and how you stay aligned with your children as well, even knowing what you know about their mom. Oh, maybe that might be in response to someone else. And Doris Papa says, I had no idea about the rent increase. Sounds pretty bad. Well, here, and you're right. So there are laws here that prevent landlords from increasing beyond a certain amount. And there might be, what they're doing could potentially be illegal, but here's the dilemma. If I say, hey, and that might be why they're only increasing it $400 as opposed to, because realistically, this house would probably rent for $1,500. So, and that would be another, $250 if I'm doing my math right. So, that's $650 more than what I'm paying now. So I think what they're doing is like, hey, you know what? If you'll continue to rent it, we won't sell it. And that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking if I went in and I said, hey, you know, this is not right. You can't do this. They would say, oh yeah, you know what? You're right. We're selling the house. Yeah, dad died. We're selling the house, and you know, hey, here's your 60-day notice. Get out. And they can do that. So, I mean, they wouldn't legally be able to rent it again or whatever. But I mean, it's like, well, what do you do, right? I mean, do I really want to sit there? And, I mean, and they've been really good to me. I mean, I can't knock them. You know, the guy and his son for how they managed it, because they've been very good to me over the years. So, I mean, it's not like they've been trying to raise the rent, you know, every little bit that they could legally for like the last 6 years I've been living here. But you know, it's kind of a problem. So. Yeah, Blue says, well, we appreciate you, Duane. Maybe take some time off from these live streams to figure things out. Yeah, and that's kind of what I was thinking. I'm like, you know, I mean, because so see, that's my dilemma, right? So if I came home, typically the way my schedule is, on the non-kid weekends, I have the weekend, and then I have Monday after work, and then, you know, Tuesday. When I have my kids, I have my son, because he transitions. You guys know that. He transitions whenever, you know, at 6 o'clock. So, you know, I come home, I sit here, I stare at him, maybe we go get something to eat, and I'm just like, wait, I mean, I'm just like, it's really emotionally draining. So when he leaves, a lot of times it's really hard for me to get into the mode to make a video. And you guys, you know, I mean, if I'm making something and I'm hitting a topic, I need to be on, you know, I need to be on my game. I need to have a really cogent message. Otherwise it's a train wreck of a video, kind of like this live stream tonight. But, you know, anyway, so that's where I'm at. So I'm, you know, that's the way I'm wondering. I was like, well, crap, if these live streams aren't helping the channel, if they're effectively hurting it, would I be better served if I just came home on Tuesdays and go through the comments and the questions and try to make a couple of response videos that then I could post the rest of the week, right? And guys, I am not trying to trigger you on any of this. I'm really, you know, kind of, I mean, I appreciate you guys adding some of it in the comments, because I really want to try to think through what the best way this is. And really, a lot of times without feedback from you guys, it makes it really hard to make some decisions. So, okay. So Brandon says, the reason I'm asking is keywords, what you want to be and how you are posting your videos and what words you use is huge. I can run some searches and see what is most used. Hey man, I would appreciate it. I mean, I'm trying to do all this. So Brandon, I appreciate that. That would, yeah, great, man. Thank you. Mortis says, I know how you feel. Yeah. And guys, I am not, please do not take this that I'm complaining about anything. I mean, things are even though it's frustrating, I think I have a good plan to move forward. So it's not exactly what I expected, but you know, maybe it's a thing that's going to cause me to make some changes that will ultimately be better. Right. BB says, my life has been unstable for over 20 years. I'm not sure how to deal with the stability anymore. Sometimes it's difficult for me to see life from that perspective. Dude, I hear you, man. I am so sick of chaos and instability that I'm trying to keep my life as stable as possible. Oh, and Brandon, honestly, what I would prefer, I mean, I have a friend of mine whose channel has exploded. Just exploded this last year. He went from 500 subscribers January 2018 to, you know, January 2019, he's at 80,000 subscribers. You know, his view count has gone up to where he's getting like, I mean, I get like 3,000 to 4,000 views a day. Sometimes if it's a really good day, I'll get 5,000 views, which I mean, I'm grateful for it, and I'm glad that people find value in it. He's getting like 20 to 40,000 views a day, right? So because when those numbers go up, then the AdSense increases and all that stuff. And it, you know, obviously it helps the back end on the channel. Anyways, Divorce Papa says, I actually find I make time for the live streams. I'm not as regular on the other videos. See, and that's what, I mean, that's why when YouTube said that the other day, when they told it, well, not the other day, they said it was a few months ago. I'm like, what are you talking? I mean, normally there's a lot of traffic and stuff. I mean, normally we would have, you know, 50 or 60 people on, not subscribers, but people on the live stream. But I don't know, maybe what it is, maybe it's a churn. Maybe people are coming in and dropping out, and yeah, there's a lot of people, but there's not, you know, there's not the consistency to it. I mean, so I guess the next question is, I mean, do you guys, I mean, well, okay, so Divorce Papa saying you're not watching the regular videos, you come mainly for this. I mean, how could I tailor the content to be more better, better for people? Oh, Brandon says what? Honestly, Brandon, I kind of what I do is I do it's a broad thing, right? I focus on general narcissistic abuse, parenting tips, and advice for dealing with your kids and helping your kids, and then some court stuff. I mean, so it's kind of in what you listed before. That's basically what it is, and I like to rotate it around so that it's not just one thing, because some people are farther along and they don't need the early kid stuff. Some people don't have kids, but it's a divorce, so there's a broad thing. Here, let me show you something else. And this is, when I talk to, where is this? And I'm going to delete this live stream once it's over. So, where? Subscribers. Where's it? Oh, demographics. I'm trying to find the demographics. Jeez. So, this is my demographics for the channel between men and women. And most people don't get this, right? I mean, so this is just showing age. So the age is pretty well dispersed, but gender, it's, let me scroll it back down. It's 57 to 43% man to, or woman, female to male. I mean, it's not just men, right? I mean, when I first started this channel, I really thought it was going to be more men focused. And this number here, only once or twice in the last, 2.5 years since I've done this channel has the guys ever went higher than the women. So it's always been basically a good mix of people. So anyways, okay, let's see. Divorce Papa says, for me, it is healing, wait a minute. For me, it's hearing all the other stories or topics that we all seem to hit. And I feel I get more of that in the live streams. I do watch the other videos, but only if the topic appeals to me. So, that's a good point. Excellent point, Divorce Papa. Excellent point. So, oh, Blue says the same thing. Okay. Well, anyways, all right. I won't go. I mean, because I know this is kind of a completely off topic. I mean, if anyone else has some ideas they want to add, yeah, the live chat in the Discord is great for that too. That's true. Brandon says, I understand the problem with Google is it wants you to put you in one spot. If you don't really define your scope on a single topic, it bounces you everywhere, making it harder to build a user base. Yeah, that's a good point. Blue says, I do watch the videos, not all, but I feel I like the feeling of the live. Thanks, I appreciate that. Mortis says, especially hard when so much money is going to your ex, and I assume you lost a large chunk. Oh yeah, no, I got devastated. I've lost my retirement savings, my pension. I mean, I still get part of the pension, but my pension is 1% a year. And, so if I work, so about the time, 30 years. So, Mortis says, in my case, in addition to child support, I just sent my ex $72K, which was 80% property split. She took the car, the furniture, all the kids' clothing, etc. She's on Easy Street. Plus her parents bought her a house. Every time I see her, she's in a new outfit and buying the kids new toys. I had to rely on donations from local churches for months. Yeah, I hear you, dude. I was fortunate whenever I moved out that a lot of people, gave me some furniture and stuff like that because I had nothing. Man, and isn't it tough to rebuild everything? I mean, it's like when you go in, it's like, oh crap, I have nothing in the kitchen. I have no spices. I have nothing. It's like, holy hell, it's not great. So yeah. So I mean, that's kind of it does make it tough. And I used to be seriously angry about that. So now it doesn't necessarily. It's like, okay, whatever. It's like I'm tired of being irritated about what's happened. It's like it's counterproductive. It keeps me in a negative space. I'm tired of it. I don't want to be in a negative space anymore. I want to focus on rebuilding my life, doing something different. And I mean, I love doing this channel and helping people. I mean, that is phenomenal. But at the same time, I do need to kind of come up with some ways to, basically dig myself out of this hole, which is really tough. So. Now, Divorce Papa says, yes, the live too, I feel, is very personal. Like a chatting with a friend, you create a very welcoming live stream, except for tonight, right? And then he says, oh God, yeah, when I moved out, I was like looking at whatever deferrals I could get, asking friends if I had any old stuff that they did, and slept on old futons for months. I lucked out. I mean, when I first moved out, I had this house, I had nothing. And I was going to sleep on the floor in a sleeping bag. And the person who showed me the house was like, you don't have anything? I'm like, nope, I don't. I have, I don't have anything. And they're like, well, I have an old bed. I mean, do you have a bed? I'm like, nope. She's like, well, you can have the mattress and the box springs. Just pay $25 for the frame. I'm like, sold. So I actually had a bed. It was a nicer bed than I had before, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, Ash Young one says, then you need to make a change, but you need to be happy with it first and foremost. Yeah, true. I think you're talking to me. So, and then Brandon says, I just had everything ripped from me from our apartment. Plus, they took everything in our bank account. Now she has taken our daughter and refused to let me see her till court case is over. Just hang in there, dude, because that'll get more than likely get resolved. They will try to run the clock out and get you to give up, but they play these stupid games, and typically it's not sustainable, and you're going to get more time. But it is really hard. So please, for the love of God, do not agree to something just so you can get to see your child. And then you torpedo yourself all the way through. I've seen men do that. I've seen people do that where they're like, oh my God, I haven't seen my kid in months. And, the ex says, if I agree, let me see him once a week. And they do it, they agree to it, and they completely screw themselves because they agree to something before getting a better thing. And then they've already agreed to it. So it just totally hoses them. So just be careful on that. Oh, nice. Divorce Papa says, I'm actually almost finished with the court. If you can believe it, it looks like we're settling. I'm just waiting for the papers now. Brandon said they tried to offer me Saturdays till Sunday morning. Every other weekend, I told her I would see her in court. Yeah, I mean, the only thing on that I would say, Brandon, is if it's not a binding agreement, then go ahead and do it. Because you're going to get, because right now they're setting up, what they're doing is they're setting up that you have no time, so that way they can try to play the, the kids have been doing this thing where they only see him once every 5 months and it works great. We should just do that, right? That's the standard thing. And that's the crap they're trying to do. She wanted us to get temporary orders. And the problem without temporary orders, you can't enforce anything. See, Brandon, if you don't have temporary orders, if you were able to see your kids and you're like, yeah, you know what? No, little Johnny's staying with me. There's nothing, other than it's going to just, it'll cause an all-out war. But you can do the same thing. And that's happened. That's even happened with moms on the channel where they, their ex-husband or soon-to-be ex-husband convinces the kids to stay there without a court order, and it's like, nope, little Jamie is staying here, or 13-year-old or 14-year-old, and that's what they do, right? They do that, and then they go into court and they go, well, they live here the full time, and it's just it's a freaking evil ploy when they're using the kids as pawns and bait to do that. So, anyways, okay. Morta says, my brother suggested joining the Army Reserve as the pay is tax-free, which isn't absolutely true. It's only tax-free if you're overseas in a war zone, and the ex can't touch it. My bro gets $12K a year from it, but it's in Australia. Oh, maybe, okay, never mind. So maybe that's different. But in the U.S., your pay isn't tax-free if you're in the reserves and are in the military, and only whenever you're downrange is it. So just be careful on that. I was in the Air Force for 8 years, or almost almost 8 years. Trying to remember if it was closer to 9, but it was 8. And yeah, I had a good time. I mean, it was a decent experience. I learned a lot and had a lot of fun with it. So that was cool. Anyways, so Divorce Papa says thanks to Brandon. It's been 3. Yeah, he's Divorce Papa's been going through a living hell for 3 years, and he's settling. But you seem, I mean, Divorce Papa, from what I've seen from with the stuff you sent me, it seems like you're happy with it. It seems like you're good with what's going on, so that's good. So, wow, this is the smallest live stream I've had in months. So what do you guys think? Should I just take a break on the live streams for a while? Should I do them, change, maybe what I need to do is just do them, switch days, don't do them on a Tuesday and do them on a like Saturday morning, every other Saturday, instead of doing it every week, do it on the weeks I don't have the kids and do that. What do you guys think about that? I mean, would that be, because some of you guys are talking about with the timing being wrong, with you being in the East Coast. I know that our Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific is a horrible time. I get it, and then maybe what I could do is I could just switch it and do it, switch it from a Tuesday to every other Saturday. And yeah, and Mortis says your regular videos are popular. Maybe focus on them. Yeah, see, that's what I'm thinking, man. I mean, I'm thinking that would be the better choice, right? I mean, because the live streams don't generally generate a lot of traffic. They drive my numbers down on the back end. I mean, yeah, the super chats are great. I mean, if when people do that, I mean, that's awesome. I mean, it's the only way that people can donate to the channel right now. I mean, I've thought about doing Patreon or something like that, and then just doing something to where I don't know. So yeah, and honestly, Brandon, that's why I use narcissist and narc a lot and the keywords, because I know people are searching on that, even though I don't necessarily. I'm personally frustrated with the overuse of the term NPD or narcissist, because it's like everyone's a narcissist. It's like, if I say, hey, can you pass me a piece of paper? And you say, oh no, I don't, this is my last sheet. I'm like, God, you're a narcissist, right? I mean, it's like people just jump to this, what do you call it? Just to conclusions that if you disagree with me and you argue or whatever, then you're a narc. You're personality disordered, when that's counterproductive, right? Let's see. Yeah, Divorce Papa says maybe you could switch gears on the live stream and do live chat in the Discord. So I don't know. I've thought about that too. The only problem with that is that the numbers on the Discord are small. Right. I mean, we even after a live show, we generally get maybe 15 people at the most in on the Discord. I mean, and typically on a live stream that I publish, it's like, I mean, we were pushing over 60 and getting to 70 people. So I don't know. I mean, it's really tough. It's just, and the problem is, here's the thing. If I had more time, if I didn't have to do a day job, it would be completely different. I would completely restructure this. I would do the live shows on different things. And it would be great because when a topic came up, I could easily address it. Wow, divorce is 312 million? Man, when I checked, I haven't checked in a while, but the last time I checked, it was pretty low. Maybe it's the time of year. That's interesting. Thanks, Brandon. Thanks for looking at that. Hey, if you can you send me some of that information? I mean, either send it to me through Discord or drop me an email. So, that's awesome. Divorce Papa. The lead cause of divorce is marriage. There's a common thread, Divorce Papa. I think you're onto something. That's hilarious. I love it. All right. Oh, okay. So you do SEO stuff on the other side. Man, I wish I understood SEO more. I mean, I try. I do keyword my stuff, but that's one of those things that I'm not a complete knucklehead on tech stuff, but there's some things that just are really complicated for me to figure out. So anyways, all right. Well, thanks for hanging out on this, guys, and throwing some ideas out there and offering your support. I really appreciate it. I know this was completely not what you guys were expecting. I do appreciate bouncing some ideas back around, and it looks like we've had the same amount of people. So I appreciate that you guys haven't said, nope, I'm out. This isn't the normal thing. I'm out of here. So I appreciate you guys doing that and hanging out. One thing I will say, I do have a podcast I did with Shannon. I had hoped to publish that on Monday. Obviously, I didn't. I ran out of time. Actually, I was doing a preparatory work for another interview, and I just forgot. I just ran out of time, and that's the biggest thing. It's just the time. I am just so swamped on everything. I did have, over the Christmas break when I didn't have the kids and I was able, basically every evening I was able to come home and focus on doing channel stuff. That was outstanding. I mean, I loved it. It was great. Now we're rolling back into, normal work schedule with deadlines and stuff. Plus the kids. I mean, I'm getting the kids tomorrow and I have them all weekend through the long weekend, and which is great, right? I'm looking forward to it, other than now I'm broke. I'm kind of depressed about the birthdays and stuff because, my middle daughter is a senior in high school. She's, got all the senior stuff that she's got to do, or wants to do, like the, senior trip, grad night, all that stuff. Luckily earlier in the year, I paid for the graduation stuff. So I've already paid for that. And, birthday, 18th birthday, I was like, I'm hosed. I am just like crap. It's really, it's kind of a bummer. I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. Right. So I'm not going to get all mad or get angry. And, if my ex was this, or she got hit by a truck, I mean, whatever. I mean, it's not what it is. Their mom is doing what she's doing, and I have to pay what I have to pay. And now I'm having to pay more on this other stuff. And it's just, I mean, I will say that, the AdSense money is helping. I will, it does help, for what I have been bringing in through the YouTube stuff, but it's, and I do get an odd donation through either Super Chat or through the PayPal link, that really is helpful, but, it's not consistent enough to cover everything. So, which is kind of depressing, but, yeah, Baloo says, Duane, they will remember the time you spent with them, not the gifts. Yeah, that's true. So, and you're absolutely right. Cause I've noticed that before. I mean, it's like, we'll do something and I remember like from my son's 18th birthday, he was talking about wanting to do some stuff online. So I bought him a little recorder and a microphone. I mean, it wasn't a lot of money. I mean, it was a couple $100 that I didn't really want to do, but I'm like, God, he's 18 years old. I want to do something to make it special. And, his mom for his 18th birthday was like, oh, it's your 18th birthday. Let's go buy you a gift card at Rite Aid. So you can, for Xbox. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding? I couldn't believe it. I'm like, are you serious? Completely downplayed it. Didn't do, yeah, I think she made a cake for him, but it was like, no big deal. Oh, no big deal. It's not that important. And, but it is, it is what it is, right? I guess what I'm saying is that, Blue, you're right. Not that one, but all the other times, it's like, mommy would go buy something at the, spend, $50 on everybody at the thrift store and they would be happy. Oh, mommy gave me this. Everything was happy, and it's like, you're right. They do appreciate more of the time as opposed to the gifts. So yeah, but Blue says, that said, it still sucks. Blue says, I think I overcompensate for not being able to be with them gift wise. Oh, I think a lot of us do. I think we try to do, we're trying to make it as best as possible. We're trying we are trying to compensate and trying to make up for, but you can only do so much. And honestly, this is the frustrating part as I look at it. And it's like, sometimes I wonder, I don't necessarily have any regrets, but it's like, if I would have just said, okay, I'm broke, I can't do anything, and just played that game too, and just, didn't let my debt increase, didn't let my bills get out of control, I would be better off right now, and I would be able to deal with this other situation a little bit better. So, but for one, I had my head up my butt and I assumed that the ex would get a job, things would change, something would happen, and that the catastrophic numbers would go down. Well, they didn't. And whenever I went to try to go back to court, and she went back to college, my attorney's like, well, you're hosed. She's bettering herself, so you're not going to get anything lowered down. So it's not even worth it going to court. So, anyways, all right. On that, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you for hanging out. I know this was a small one. If you guys have any other ideas or somebody has something they want to throw out there, feel free to email it to me or go through the Discord and directly punch it in over there. I apologize for this live stream being completely backwards, but I do appreciate you guys hanging out with me. And I'm not sure. I gotta think about how I'm gonna go forward with a lot of this stuff, and maybe what I need to do, because I do like doing the live streams. Maybe what I need to do is I just need to stop doing the Tuesdays, do an every other weekend thing to where I either do it late Friday on the weekends that I don't have the kids, or do it early Saturday morning. Like maybe 8 or 9 o'clock my time. Start the day, knock it out. Not that we're trying to whatever. Start the show in the morning. More people, it'll be easier potentially for more people to do it, and then go from there. So I will think about that, and next thing, now I'm gonna go make myself some food because I'm hungry and I'm starving. Anyways, all right, guys, thanks for hanging out, and thanks for helping me try to figure this crap out. I really appreciate it, and I'll just watch out for some updates on what's going on, and we'll figure this stuff out. So, all right, thanks, man. Thanks, guys.